to the best swing trading channel on YouTube. Hope you guys are all having a beautiful day today. Now, in today's video, we are diving in and we are looking at my strategies, my mindsets, and this is going to be our second continuative, I think I said that wrong, but our second swing trading workshop. My headphones are all messed up, but I hope you guys all enjoy it. If you guys get anything in value out of this video, hit that like button, subscribe. Feel free to join the chat if you guys have any questions or concerns. I mean, I am just making sure we don't have any issues up here with the audio and stuff like that. All right. It does look like we are good to rock and roll. What is going on, Kevin? Alrighty, so guys, before we jump into that, and if you guys want to sign up for our new swing trading course, you guys can use code YouTube to get 20% off, and you guys can just click that link in the chat room. So let's dive into stock number one here. For some reason, my headphones are all messed up here, but we're just gonna unplug them. But all right, so stock number one that I've been looking and I've actually been trading is going to be Google. Now, one of the reasons I bought Google, we covered it a little bit last week, and we were looking for a possible breakout of that 90 moving average line, which we had, which was absolutely fantastic here. But looking back, right, at previous history, it loved to just use this red line here as support. That red line represents that 200 moving average line. So it pretty much merges the past 200 days closing prices. It forms this line. When the stock's above it, it has this tendency of using support, right? It hits it several times, and we just get natural tendency of getting buying pressure, right? It hit it once, twice, three times, probably about 4 times. Recently, we had this crazy sell-off from Google where it went from 138 all the way down to 121. Now, during this time, this wasn't because the company missed their earnings. It wasn't because the company did bad things. What had happened was this company, Google, they missed their cloud revenue. They beat their overall revenue, but they missed their cloud revenue, which was a key investment point for a lot of investors for Google. Obviously, this was more of a short-term little issue, so this it pretty much sold off, hit that 200 moving average line, which acts as support, and we've gotten buying pressure ever since. It went from 121 all the way up to 132. Last week, we were looking for a possible breakout right at that point, which it happened, which was fantastic. My average cost for Google is about 123, so we're up pretty good on this play right now, but that's absolutely beautiful. But this is kind of what we're looking at. The first profit I would love to see is 134. That's where I'm most likely going to start selling out. But Google is a great one here that I'm super excited to see where this one goes. But we're up handsomely. That's where my first profit. If it starts dipping down probably below 130, we'll probably sell out. All right, moving on to stock number two. So stock number two for me is VIST. Now this one here is a trade that I'm up about 3%. I bought in yesterday, but we have this beautiful support near and around 25.21. Now this one here is an energy company. It's an oil and gas company, so it's going to be a little more volatile just because we've seen a little volatility with energy stocks this past year. But what I always look for opportunity in stocks, I love a stock on an upward trend, and that's kind of what we have. We have this great upward trend for VIST. Now, the second thing I look for is a stock that has sold off to a support line, and that's kind of what we have. We have this support near and around 25.21. It hits it pretty much every time it hits this price. We just get that natural tendencies of just getting buying pressure, right? It hits it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, now 7. So for me, I took a small trade. Like I said, near and around, I believe my average cost was about $25.30. So I'm up about $1 a share. My stop loss is going to be relatively tight, probably near and around $24 even. So I'm going to risk about $1 to see where this thing goes. Obviously, I would love to see this thing squeeze up to the resistance at about 27, but I am aware that there is going to be some sort of resistance at this 90 moving average line, right? 90 moving average or moving average lines in general act as supports, but then when the stock's below it, like it is here, it's going to act as resistance. Let's see if we zoom out if it has. So it has used it as resistance in the past, but we do see tendencies of getting breakouts, which that's what I would like. So we have the resistance here where it used, and then we have had breakouts. So my strategy, my mindset was seeing if we can get a breakout here. If not, what will happen is some sort of sell-off, and yes, which is the perfect frail. I'm not sure what you mean for a swing, please. What is the perfect time frame, or what elaborate on that question a little bit. But yeah, so for me, I always think before you guys make a trade, you always should understand your profit, your stop loss, everything about this play before you go heavy into it. That's what I've always just taught myself, just because if this stock starts going sideways, I want to be in the know and just cut my losses early. And I think that's always the better approach to time frame. What is the best time frame? Oh, no worries. That's what I assumed you were talking about. So for me, I love the daily. So each candlestick represents one day. For me, that always does better. You can do quarterly, but it's always a little harder to trade. One thing though, for swing traders, the higher up you go, so if you go daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, the charting is going to change. A clear example of this is if we pull up Disney. This is the next one here that I've been swing trading. If we look at this stock as we zoom out here, you guys will see that it's just a ton of volatility, right? Just up and down, up and down. But if we go to the quarterly here, just now each candlestick represents one quarter, you guys will see that the stock changes completely. It's more of a zoomed out time frame. I think it all comes down to preference, but for me, I love the daily. So each candlestick represents a day. Now you can do weekly, monthly, but you have to understand that the longer you go, there's a higher chance that these stocks will take a lot longer to form. Meaning, looking at it here, you guys will see Disney. This one here was another swing trade that I am currently in, and I'm up handsomely as of right now, about 7%. Or more. But looking at it here, you guys will see it had this tendency of using this 90 moving average line, you guys will see, as support. And then recently, Disney sold off a bunch all the way down to about $79. Now, you guys will see it had that tendency of using support again. So I hopped in on this trade, and now we're up handsomely because of an earnings. But with that being said, getting back to the time frame, the longer your time frame is, so now each candlestick represents a quarter, this play, this swing trade is most likely gonna be a 2-month trade or a month trade. And the reason why is because of the time frame here. And obviously, if you go to the daily, you may have a little bit of a different opportunity. But for me, I think if that makes sense, it's kind of harder to explain, but the longer your time frame is, so daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, the longer your swing trades will take, just because of the time frame. But I like daily and quarterly, or daily, weekly, and quarterly. Those are my top. But yeah, so Disney is another play that I am currently in, like we kind of covered here. As we go to the quarterly chart, you guys will see it had that tendency of using some support on that 90 moving average line. Hopped in. I'm going to see if we can get a push up to about 114. That is the perfect profit for me. And honestly, right now, my risk and reward is so good. I'm risking literally about $1 to possibly see this thing squeeze up to like 114. Thank you for your video. I want to tell you, I get back to trading business because of your videos. You are inspiring person for me. Oh, thank you so much. Message me on Instagram and we'll hook you up with some courses and some chat rooms access. So, and that's investing with Carter. So make sure you guys just ask any questions you guys have. But yeah, so for me, using just basic support and resistance, great opportunity, great easy strategies to understand. Easily can make that $500 a day. And like I said, I've said this in other videos. The only thing, if you're an account, you're making, if your account size is $100 and you're making $5 a day, okay, that's just say $2 a day. The only thing that's separating you from making more money is going to be share size. That's it. If you already have that strategy, you have that mindset, the only thing that's stopping you from making more money is going to be your account size. So starting out, it's all about just building up that strategy and just compounding your account. The great thing about swing trading is the profits you get today can be used as leverage tomorrow. So, maybe you have $100 in your account, maybe you get it to 110. Now you can use $110 to swing trade and then get it to 130. And you'll slowly start compounding your account, which will grow it a lot faster. So it all comes down to just, building that strategy though. All right, moving on to stock number 2. Stock number 2 is Rivian. Now, Rivian we did cover yesterday. I forget how you spell it. I think it's Rivan, something like that. I forgot the stock ticker. But now this one here, one of the reasons I'm looking at it for possible swing trade, it's a little outside my norm because I do trade stocks that are on an upward trend, and obviously this thing has been getting annihilated. But what I want to see is if we can get some support at about 1550, if this thing sells off a little bit. And I know this is more of a sketchy play, but it does have this tendency of using that old resistance as new support. So there could be a little move, maybe like 2 to 3%, nothing crazy, but still a play. Any play is worth noting. So Rivian could definitely be a move at about 1550, setting stops, at 1490, relatively tight, and just seeing what happens with that one. But I don't like that general sell-off, just because when you have more sell-off, and you have that downward trend, the sellers are in control, and it's just a less likely chance that you're going to make money. But moving on to the next one here, we got ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil, similar situation. This one here is more of a waiting game. We're going to see if we can get a push down to this $100 mark. $100 mark for ExxonMobil has a beautiful support. You guys will see near and around that zone every single time. We just get that natural tendency of getting that beautiful buying pressure right on that support. So I do think we could possibly see a move from 100 if we get sell off there, 100 to about 106 to that 200 moving average line. But honestly, something that's more realistic would be that 90 moving average line. You guys can see it uses that heavy as resistance, right? It hits it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So there could be a move. Now with this one here, I'm honestly just going to set an alert. I'm just going to set an alert near and around. We can just go $100 and see what happens here. Just because if this thing does sell off, I do want to get notified. Let's move it up. Let's move it up to like 101. I think that's a little more realistic here. But yeah, so near and around that $100 mark from 101 to 106 could be a possible swing trade. Just right on that support. Definitely looking at that one here. Moving on to stock. Well, I don't even know. I'm kind of losing track. FNGR. This one here is finger motion. You guys will see we have had this beautiful sell off to a support line. Now anywhere from 456 to 419, right in that zone, we have had that tendency of using it as support. So there could be a move from, we can just say 440 to $6, which would be a fantastic risk and reward, just because you could set your stops just below this last wick down here. So you could virtually risk, just say 75 cents, maybe $1 to possibly make $2 to $3 if we get a squeeze up to 7, which would be a great risk and reward, obviously. But I love looking at these types of plays, where it's undervalued on the RSI, it's coming to a support line. As we zoom out, we have this upward trend. These are all things we look for as swing traders. We never want to take a trade, on stocks that we don't understand, we don't know what's going on. And these, if you guys are new to swing trading, these are the types of plays that you would need for like paper trading to build up that strategy. Start practicing your entries, your exits, your stop loss, your profits, because doing that, you're gonna be a better developed trader, and you're gonna understand what's going on a lot more compared to somebody that doesn't paper trade and just messes around with their Robinhood account and just doesn't know what they're doing. Who do you think is gonna make more money in the long run? Somebody that consistently paper trades, works on that strategy, practices, or somebody that just buys FNGR, and if this thing sells off, they just continue to hold it. They're like, well, maybe it will recover. No, you have to cut your losses. You got to take your profits. You got to understand everything, what's going on inside the companies. People that want to make swing trading their career or their jobs, they will do it, and it just requires hard work. Like I said, it's always like a doctor trying to become a doctor or an engineer. It takes years of practice, hard work, education. So you got to put in those hours and practice here. But FNGR, I think we'll see a push up here in the next couple of days, but definitely throwing it on my watch list for sure. But this is kind of my swing trading strategy, is looking for these stocks that have that upward trend, that have sold off down to a support line, and see if we can get a push back up. Setting stops tight, so you always get like a 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1 risk and reward. So you're risking $1 to make $4, $3, $2. Very rarely will I take a trade that is a 1-to-1 risk and reward where I'm risking $1 to make $1. In most cases, I would say in about 90% of the cases, it's like 3-to-1 or even 4-to-1 risk and reward. Those types of plays are better suited for me. But yeah, these are the types of plays that I look for. And, I'm just looking for stocks that have that upward trend and stocks that have sold off down to a support line. And that's kind of my strategy and my mindset when it comes with swing trading. So, and if you guys have any questions, by all means ask. I know we've had a couple people join in here, but make sure you guys ask. It really means a lot to me that you guys are hanging out with me today. But yeah, this is kind of my strategy, is just looking for these plays. And the cool thing about swing trading is, you don't have to make a trade. A lot of people have this mindset that every day you have to make a trade. No, you don't. You always should pick quality over quantity. I tell it time after again. Finding these plays is the hardest part about swing trading, especially once you understand your emotion side to it. But with that being said, like I said, finding these plays is the hardest part. And if you can't find them, just don't swing trade. It's always better to sit on the sidelines and watch, or even just maybe paper trade. So this, if you're like, okay, maybe I'll hop in now and see. Paper trade it. See what you can do. See what strategy works for you. This is a strategy that works well for me. A strategy that works well for me may not work well for you. And that's what you need to understand. What I did is I picked bits and pieces from everyone. I've watched thousands of videos. I've put thousands of hours into it. And I found something that worked well for me. Finding these stocks on supports and then trying to sell at resistance as close as I can. And not to mention, starting out with a small account, you need to understand that if it's always better to just take profit. A lot of people always think that the stock they buy is going to squeeze up to $1 million. Time after again. They think the stock they buy is squeezing up to $100, $20, whatever it may be. No. For me, I've never lost money taking profit. So what that means is if I'm unsure or I'm maybe second guessing myself, which it happens. Yes, I swing trade every single day, most days I will say. And there will be trades that I am like, I'm up, maybe I'm only up 0.5% or 1%. I'm just gonna sell out, sit on the sidelines. Let's go in my paper trading account and see what happens. Let's mess around with this. Doing stuff like that is gonna be what separates other traders. Swing trading, 90% of swing traders fail. 90%. So how can you be in that top 10%? How can you be in that top 10%? For me, I think it comes down to education. It comes down to hard work. It comes down to paper trading. It comes down to just being obsessed. And that's what a swing trader needs to be, is obsessed with their, not with their trades, but with that style, with trading, with stocks. If you're obsessed with a certain stock, that's not a good situation, just because if you're obsessed with FNGR, you're going to think this thing's going to go to the moon. So you're going to hold this if it goes to $2. You know, you can't be obsessed with stocks. You just have to be obsessed with the mindset and the work you put into it. But that's how you be a successful trader. If you guys have any questions, by all means, ask them down below. But this is kind of how I make money, and I make near and around $500 plus a day, just by doing simple strategies like this every single day. So guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed this live stream. If you guys have any questions, ask them right now. But this is just a clear example of basic support, basic resistance, and some of the stocks that we covered. So we got VIS, we got Rivian, ExxonMobil, and then FNGR that we will see. I opened a Moomoo account with $130. I will start swing trading with you. So starting out, honestly, what I would recommend doing, if you're a beginner and you have that $130, just leave it in your account. Don't swing trade with that money. I'm telling you, go to paper right here. This is a paper trading simulator. This is going to be how you guys can paper trade. It's super simple. Literally, all you got to do is, if you wanted to buy FNGR, you type it in, FNGR. It'll pop up right here, finger motion. You put in the quantity. So maybe we'll just do like 100 or 5 grand, almost 6 grand. Okay. You click buy. Okay. Once you do that, you click confirm. Boom. Order submitted. Okay. Now doing this, hey Carter, I have your course. How do I find the group you talk about? I will send you an email, Michael. I'll send you a direct email, okay? And we'll get you in there. I'll make sure. I'll do it right after this. I'll write it down for you, Michael. Chat room. I just made a video actually yesterday on getting access to it, because I know there was some trouble with the link, so it should be good now. But it's going to be in that first lesson plan. So right when you log into the course, if you click the first lesson and you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's going to be a link, and it's going to say join chat room, and you click that link. All you have to do is put in like your Google email, because it's with Google Chat. Or Google Workspace, really. And then once you do that, you'll have all, the access to everything. So I'll make sure though. I know there was a little struggle with it here. I'm glad you're enjoying the course. And like I said, the course right now, it's only going to improve. I'm putting hours into some of these videos that are going to be coming out at least once a week. About 1 to 2 videos will be added to the course for life. So you guys will have access to that. That's a great thing about it is right now, it's probably a little on the smaller side, but it does have quizzes and all the lectures. But then as the markets change, so is the course. And that's going to be how you guys can learn. So yeah, make sure you guys check that out. But Michael will definitely get you in that chat room so you have access to it. But yeah, so this is just a clear example of basic support, basic resistance, setting your stops below probably the lowest wick on these candles and going from there. So guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, ask. Oh, I missed one. I've been using paper on Moomoo for like 2 months, or like 2 months ago. Okay, well, you need to keep doing it. I always recommend people paper trade for 6 months to a year before using your money. And I know you're saying right now, Carter, that is way too long for me to paper trade. I need to make money today. No, you need to make a strategy. You need to practice. You can't copy what I do. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, you can't copy what I do. You can't tell, what other people do. You just need to start. So this doesn't just go for you. This goes for everybody that is just starting out. You need to paper trade for longer. People on YouTube, people on TikTok, and all these courses say, oh, you can paper trade for 6 weeks. No, you can't. You can't. It's too difficult. You're going to burn through accounts, and that's why 90% fail. You got to ask yourself every day that you want to be a swing trader, how can I be in that top 10%? What do traders do to be in that 10%? Do they, I studied 4 years starting in I have like this heart rate here. I don't know how to remove it. 2013. I know, that's fantastic. That's great. But yeah, so if you've been paper trading for that long, and you still don't know a strategy, I don't know how you are, but I think you might have messaged me. I think I got it on my phone. If that was you on Instagram, somebody messaged me on Instagram. So we'll definitely chat for sure. But yeah, so guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed this live stream. If you guys did, hit that like button. Do it right now. It means the world to me. But we'll see you guys later, because I think we're actually going to be having a video today on trading, or not trading, but investing in recessions, which is going to be super exciting. So I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you guys do, hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you guys for swing trading. I know 100% every Thursday at noon we're going to be going live, whether it's for 30 minutes like this week or if it's going to be an hour. Right now it's probably going to be near around that 30-minute mark. But these were the top stocks I'm looking at. So guys, we'll see you guys later. Hit that like button.